The goats, the dog, and I'm pretty sure the farmer looked as confused as we did.
It was like a scary fairground ride. Pointy things.
That's potentially one of the best things I've done on this trip. I thought we were just having coffee. They are tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. I'm assuming that's a no? I think we might stop for coffee.
Still can't stop smiling. It's so good.
What the heck are you? Woof. Well, that's not a bad place to call home for a couple of nights, is it? Really beautiful, really peaceful. Although the old Sahara dust has been quite heavily prominent over the last couple of days. It was really hazy last night. Thankfully at the moment no moisture in the air, so I'm hoping the solar panels aren't too crazily kegged. The van is absolutely minging though, so we are going to have to probably give it a bit of a wash. We just stayed here actually, but we drove out yesterday for a bit of resupply and went up to a viewpoint and stuff. But generally yesterday was a bit of a working day, which allows us now over the next couple of days to carry on down south through the Peloponnese onto the Mani Peninsula actually. We've got a few bits and pieces lined up for the next 3 days, and as always, bring you along for the ride.
If I had a boat, I would sail out, take every brother and sister of mine. We'd roll in the sunshine and sleep when it's dark, hoping to find somewhere we can call home. But it's black, yeah it's black, oh the water's black.
Yep, that's Nicola off to see whether there's anywhere for us to park up there. It looks a little bit sketchy. I'm going to assume, given the fact that she's running all the way back and not giving me the hand signal, that's a negative. Oh, she's getting her steps in. I'm assuming that's a no?
A bit slopey sideways. I mean, you could turn around up there if you don't like it. Do you want to go and see, or?
Room to turn around, yeah. Let's do it then.
Oh God is real. I'll pick you violet flowers.
So I'm wondering up to do a carcass tower or something.
I'm sorry, what?
Had to leave Nigel in the van because the parking is so slopey. Tell you what though, what a gorgeous little village.
It's mad, yeah it's mad. Oh the whole world's mad, 'cause it's mad. It's all
So this is actually free to enter. I think there's 5 levels. I've just been in the lower level, but it's so dark I couldn't actually record anything. So hopefully you'll be able to see it a bit more up here.
oh the water's black, 'cause it's
I think I'm on level 2, so I'm going to go up. Try and take you up without falling down these wooden stairs. Oh yeah, look. Keeps going up and up. Get a little view of the town out the window. So I've made it to the top, and I think this is actually my favourite. Look at the view over the hills. I don't know what these little corner things are for, but on every corner. And you've got some random little shoots. Very nice. I'm liking it. So I'm just having a very quick wander before I head back. And there's loads of little restaurants in the square, and they smell amazing.
'cause it's black, it's all black, black water, oh black water. 'Cause it's black, yeah it's black, oh the water's black. 'Cause it's black, it's all black, black water.
Yeah, we've just come across these little 4 kittens. Thankfully someone has been feeding them. They could probably do with some wet food, mind you. They are tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Yeah, that's just one thing you've got to be prepared for when you come to Greece, that you will probably on a daily basis come across a lot of strays. And unfortunately, a lot of roadkill as well, both cats and dogs. They looked like they were getting fed. They could probably do with some water, but I guess they're still getting their mother's milk as well. I think we might stop for coffee. Ooh. I thought we were just having coffee.
We are, I'm just looking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. I know your game. Welcome to the caves of Diros.
We're doing the long and land tour, which costs €17 each.
But it might be a short and wet tour because it's high tide.
Yes, apparently it might be shortened if it's high tide, so we're waiting to see.
Anyway.
But it's tricky parking when you get here, so be prepared.
They don't have the infrastructure for the number of people that come here, so if you're coming here in the summer months, be prepared to scrabble for parking. Anyway, next up, the caves. Looks like Nicola's in charge. As close to being a real life adventure as I think I've ever got. Fabulous. It's the fact that we saw a boat coming back when no one on it. This was their plan all along. Absolutely fabulous. The sea's 50 meters deep here. I think that's what he said. 50 meters deep. That fills me full of lots of confidence, that does. 10 minutes ago I could see the floor, and now he's saying 50 meters. Sweet. Well, that was a little bit crazy.
I'm actually shaking. It was like a scary fairground ride.
I'm not sure whether you caught me, but that is as close to kind of being an adventure that I've ever felt. I mean, you wouldn't catch me doing, what's the word? Caving?
Yeah.
That was as close to that as well, because literally you were going through gaps.
Tell you what, do not come on it if you're claustrophobic or you can't bend fully at the waist.
That's potentially one of the best things I've done on this trip, and I would be a little bit claustrophobic.
I actually stopped taking pictures and just was trying to look around. There's actually too much to take in the time. It does go a little bit quick. They kind of whiz you through. I've never seen so many stalagmites, whatever, pointy things.
And the boat, I wouldn't say would be the most stable, so he kept kind of saying to me and the bloke beside me, Mr. Left, Mr. Right. Watch your head.
I got shoved across as well, and he tapped me on the back with his oar to get my head down. That was quite scary.
That was unbelievable. Come here, do this. Someone has just worked out that I'm claustrophobic.
Sorry about that.
Thanks for that. Claustrophobic or not, I have to admit, the first 5 minutes, I had to talk myself out of jumping out of the boat and swimming back. Can't swim. And I think at one point, he said the water was 50 meters deep. Would that be right? Fabulous. And then obviously you get off the boat and walk to the exit. Stunning.
That was so much fun. Now, people have put in the comments that €17 each was too much. I disagree. That is the most fun I've had in quite a long time. Scary fun, but brilliant fun.
Wow, wow, wow. And then you come out of the caves and look what you're met with.
Oh, this is still my grin from the boat. It was just brilliant.
Absolutely stunning.
Best caves I think I've ever been to.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Marble Arch, up your game.
Look at that! Still can't stop smiling. It's so good.
Still smiling.
Still smiling. I'm just going to say the only tiny negative, just to give you all the facts, it's a little bit speedy going through the caves. It would have been nice to have a bit more time to look around, but it doesn't detract from doing it. You've got to come do it. Got to come do it.
So just quickly to put that into context, we were half an hour on the boat And then obviously you've got as much time, he said 10 minutes, but you've got as much time as you want, I guess, to walk through the last bit of the caves. But half an hour on the boat. I reckon if you're 6 foot or over, you'd struggle.
Yeah.
Right, back at the van. Hopefully about a 15-20 minute drive to a pretty nice park up. But those caves were fantastic. Get it on your list. Well, good morning again, guys. What an absolutely stunning place to call home, even just for an overnight stop. Nicola's just in the van doing a little bit of work, but absolutely beautiful. It was a stunning evening, and because there was a little bit of a breeze, we were able to keep the door open, no mozzies, no midgies, just really, really nice. Greece certainly has so far provided some pretty incredible wild and free park-ups, and I think this has been one of our favourites. And because there was a little bit of a breeze last night, the tides got a little bit lively, and so we went to sleep with the sound of the waves crashing against the rocks below us. Pretty beautiful. We did take a wrong turning to come in here, and we didn't get any footage, but we ended up coming through seemingly someone's goat farm. The goats, the dog, and I'm pretty sure the farmer looked as confused as we did, given the fact that we had read the access road down to this was concrete, typical us. In Cook fashion, we went the wrong way, a bit dodgy. All along this stretch here, there's probably a couple of different areas that we could have pulled into, but we thought we'd stay pretty close to the tarmac. Further on, it looks a little bit more gnarly with not too much ground clearance, so perfect here. Two negatives, I guess, if you can call it that. One, literally where we are right now, zero reception. So last night, whenever Nicola needed some work done, she had to run up to the top of the hill. Similar with me trying to get the vlog finished up. And secondly, you can't really get access to the water, so no cooling ourselves off last night, although the breeze did keep us reasonably cool anyway. We're going to finish up our little bit of work, get ourselves sorted. Somebody may want to go back to the little village that's 5k away and pick up a fridge magnet from the caves from yesterday. And then driving further south to do a little bit of more exploring of the Mani Peninsula here in the Peloponnese. Can you tell I've been practicing those words?
Hello.
There's the worker bee.
Hello.
I
don't want to leave here. It's really lovely.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Gorgeous.
Really nice.
Right. Carry on a little bit of work and then we'll get going. Because someone wants a fridge magnet. Well, guys, good morning. And actually, after Nicola saying that she'd like to stay there another day, that's exactly what we did. It turns out we had quite a lot of work to do, so we just hunkered down in the same spot and enjoyed a nice restful day, restful night by the coast. But that means we'll have to pack a few bits and pieces in today. It's Friday today. And first up, you can probably see it behind us, is the old fortified settlement of Vathia, which looks from this vantage point pretty stunning.
It does.
Already done our good deed for the day as well. Fed a stray dog, fed a stray cat, and then got chased by 3 dogs as well. Right, let's go explore Vathia.
Show me life, show me love.
And we've been here all of 2 minutes,
I've got us lost.
and we've come completely the wrong way.
And then I turned around to start walking back and walked slap bang into Nigel.
Anyway, let's see whether we can go the right way this time.
Well, you lead the way then.
Ooh, challenge accepted.
Show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me.
Yeah, so as usual, we have no concept of or information about why half the village or 3/4 of the village has been abandoned, but I'm assuming it's the usual clobber. Lack of jobs, lack of opportunities. Even though they've got stunning, stunning views, I guess views don't put bread on the table. Maybe these days it does, with tourism picking up. Nice to actually decide. We weren't going to come here till later on today, but I reckon this place would get quite busy, so it's quite nice to be here by ourselves. Kalimera! Rebuild.
Sometimes life will push you down. make you fall onto the ground. But I know
I think I got us out.
You did indeed. It's quite small to walk around.
It is small, yeah.
But really interesting to see, and I love how they have let you sort of enter some of the buildings. None of this health and safety mumbo jumbo. As I said, it does look as though they are doing some repairs. So maybe if I have some information, find some information, I'll see when it was actually sort of abandoned and let to go.
There were a couple of big trees though in what we think was the old church, which looked pretty old, so I'm assuming it's many, many years ago.
And maybe with the restoration works going on and the fact there are a couple of restaurants on the outskirts, it will become a little bit more popular, and maybe they'll even start charging. So get here while you can, and come in first thing in the morning.
I was going to say come first thing, because we've just been wandering about. We saw one other couple, but they weren't here long.
Yeah.
So we've been on our own, apart from the workmen.
They wandered in, saw it was a bit rack and ruin, and left again.
With we like rack and ruin.
We do. That's why we went.
Look at us.
That's why we went for each other. Right. Well, that was Vathia. Nice little stopover.
Yeah, you can do it in about half an hour if you do decide to come and you haven't got a lot of time. What are you doing?
Can I smell coffee? So we have driven right to the very southernmost point of the Mani Peninsula here on the Peloponnese, and we're about to go off on a walk. Nicola fallen into frame.
I just stopped to put my knee brace on. Oh, actually remembered to put it on at the beginning this time. We're just clowns, aren't we?
Don't include me in that stuff. I was here doing a very civilised and adult intro to this little section. You come bumbling in. But yeah, there's about a 2k walk out to the very southernmost point, the lighthouse. This area as well also has the caves of Hades, the gates of hell, and also some Roman baths. But what's really pricked our interest is, after this hot and sweaty walk, I reckon there might be a little bit of dippage action going on. And look, we can bring our seats down and chill out in below this lovely tree.
Whoa.
What the heck are you? Woof. Maybe we'll just stay locked up in the van, right? So it's about a 2k walk. We'll wander on out, let's go. Oh, and by the way, probably going to stay down here tonight, which means...
No bread.
But there is a taverna up there, so maybe we'll get her some chips. So we've just been chatting to a New Zealand couple who we met in the car park, and they headed out to the lighthouse before us on the way back. By the way, it's again, the more you travel, it doesn't actually quench your thirst for travel. It makes you want to travel more. Now we're kind of saying to each other, oh, a couple of months kind of backpacking through New Zealand.
Back to New Zealand.
That'd be awesome. Anyway, they've just told us a very interesting fact, which we would have discovered anyway once we get out there. This lighthouse we're going to is actually manned, and the lighthouse keeper is here right now. And he's out for
12 days on, 12 days off. And he has to bring all his provisions for those 12 days across this rocky path to get here. I mean, I'm sure he has to do several trips, but that's pretty impressive.
And also, the secret to a happy marriage, 12 days on, 12 days off.
And we were always talking, wishing for the phone will not do.
So this is the lighthouse keeper, your name?
Thanasis.
Thanasis. And yeah, 12 days on, 12 days off, yeah?
Some days we're here, I can say exactly.
But it's fabulous. And apparently the sea around here does get quite...
It's the southest
Point
edge,
is-
the southest point, yes.
Oh.
It has a storm from Ionian, from Aegean, from Cretan Sea.
very mixture.
Yes, the
And-
wind is crazy here.
And he would like to go to Ireland, so hopefully one day,
I admire Ireland.
yeah. It's a-
Ireland and Scotland.
and just as warm in Ireland as sunny, yeah? No,
No,
much rain,
no,
much
no,
rain.
This is south. That's what I like in Ireland, the cold.
The cold, yeah, the cold,
We are southerns, we like the cold.
yeah,
And the northerns like the
warm.
warm.
Somewhere in the middle.
Indeed, indeed.
But no, brilliant, thank you very much, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's the first time I've ever met a lighthouse keeper. Brilliant. What's quite funny is whenever we knew that there was going to be a manned lighthouse keeper down here, we had visions. Well, we didn't speak about it, but I guarantee you we both had a similar vision of what he was going to be like. My vision, oldish, massive big white beard.
He was a hot Greek guy and I was too embarrassed to stand and talk to him.
What she doesn't realise is he's going to be watching this video because I gave him our YouTube channel.
You can't put that in. Oh, maybe put it in. It's a compliment.
He actually would like to transfer to a lighthouse in Ireland. So if there's any lighthouse keepers watching this in Ireland who would like to spend the summer in southern Greece, hook them up. There you go, job sharing.
Out here.
Stunning. Absolutely beautiful.
Does it get lonely?
I guess so. What's interesting was he was saying that the lighthouse actually is built a little bit too low, and so the flotsam and the sort of foam from the sea hits the lighthouse, and it really destroys the iron and everything. So
Is that why all the walls are down?
yeah, it would actually be better having the lighthouse built slightly higher. But he does say that the waves get pretty crazy around here. So
That's amazing.
yeah. But yeah, any lighthouse keepers in Ireland want to do a job share, job swap? Give us a shout. That's pretty cool to come and see. It's only about a 1.4 mile walk out, about a half an hour walk, I guess.
45 minutes.
45 minutes, there we go. Haven't had a correction in a while, have we, guys? And what makes it even cooler is actually meeting the hot lighthouse guy.
I wish I'd stayed and chatted now. It's not often I get shy.
Yeah, you did clear it off.
I know.
And it was so funny, at one point I looked down and you were like peeking around the corner.
I know.
Oh, goodness me, guess who had the hots for the lighthouse, man? Right, well, we shall wander back 45 minutes back to the van, and then we'll decide whether we're going to stay here, probably stay here for lunch at least, and maybe drive on.
If you are coming out to the lighthouse, wear decent shoes though, because it is quite rocky and unsteady, as I've fallen over about 10 times.
And put perfume on,
Why?
just in case you want to pull the lighthouse, man.
Oh yes.
God, you're
and
so slow.
Yeah.
Right, see you back at the van. Go on then, girl.
I don't know.
Oh God, don't drive me.
Give me time, give me time. That's cool enough. It's cool enough.
Lovely jubbly. Well, yeah, a really good way to finish off a sweaty hike. So we're going to enjoy this for a little bit, dry off, and we're not going to stay here. We're going to slowly bimble up further north and see whether we can find a park up, hopefully beside a body of water, but find a different park up somewhere else. Oh, Greece. You absolute.
If I had a boat, I would sail out, take every brother and sister of mine. We'd roll in the sunshine and sleep when it's dark, hoping to find somewhere we can call home. But it's black, yeah, it's black. Oh, the water.
So it's the official opening of my Portuguese cherry liqueur. First of 2 bottles, mind you. And I brought out 2 of my little chocolate cups. Drink it in, because one's just not big enough, obviously. So here goes. Oh, it's been cracked. It's been cracked.
And at the bottom of the bottle?
It's the most alcoholic cherries you'll ever have in your life.
Ching ching.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And I'm enjoying a little glass of red that I picked up from some random dude who knocked on our van a few days ago while we were parked up on the beach and offered me some of his wares. So, and it's actually quite nice. That sounds very odd. A nice little tipple. I would say watching the sunset, but the sun's setting behind us, so.
It's still got some heat in that though, it's lovely. And this, I had forgotten how good this is. If you're ever in Portugal, and get this make, this is one of the more traditional makes. And it's not even that expensive, it's about 10 euros a bottle. Amazing. Disaster!
Guys, we've had a disaster.
We've had a collapsing cup.
Oh my goodness me.
It's all over me.
She made the mistake of thinking that she could have 2 portions in the one chocolate cup, and it just was a disaster. Your ankles are covered in it, your feet are covered in it. Chocolate face. Well guys, good morning again. and a rather nice place to call home. We
I kind of wish we were staying the weekend now actually, but we've got no food.
no bread,
Yes.
no yogurt,
No milk.
no milk. So Nicola's literally been having a panic attack. But yeah, we're going to do our usual and head to a little campsite for a couple of days. It's also FA Cup final day today. By the time this goes out, yeah, Man United will probably have been hammered by Man City, but you never know. Been a rather good week with the caves, a little bit of hiking and plenty of sea dips. We actually went in this morning first thing. It was actually flat calm this morning. It was really, really lovely. Although I do think I surprised another lady who was in at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Didn't want to see my carcass getting out of the van that time in the morning. But anyway, it's hot as well.
It is hot. It's going to be really, really hot today. Hopefully this campsite we go to, I think it's right on the beach. It's got some interesting reviews.
Nicola's choice.
I gave Nigel the option of going to the more expensive one with the pool, which was all updated. But this one apparently is like a 70s hippie feel. And we thought maybe that would be a bit more fun. So we're going to try that one instead. And I think it's cheaper.
Yeah. But first of all, this one needs bread. Well guys, once again, thanks a lot for following along, and until next time, somewhere in Greece, take care. Bye bye. Bread, you say?
Absolutely.